Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the role of system integrators in agentic AI era. AI has become the hottest topic today, and lots of people predicting unprecedented and the unforeseen impacts to mankind because of this AI in coming years. But the thing is that while AI feels like a newest frontier, but the concept itself is far from new. Because I can still remember a kit in Night Rider that has the AI capability. It's a car, it has the AI capability, and the reliable companion of Michael Knight.
Night Rider.
Night Rider.
movie series.
Yes, yeah. So then that, how to say, yes, AI empowered, no, that's not the correct word, intelligent 9000 computer series that we met in that legendary science fiction works of Sir Arthur C. Clarke, HAL 9000 and SAL 9000, who has the conversational and decision-making capabilities. So from that way that we can understand this concept were there decades before the real technology came into the picture. So fast forwarding to the present, because of the advancement of the technologies like machine learning, then neural technology, then large-scale GPUs, then specialized AI accelerators, this fictional concept has become a reality. That is the present situation. So now we are entering a new era, that is the agentic AI era. In that agentic AI era, the role of the system integrators are being completely redefined. So that's something that exactly we are going to discuss today in this discussion. So for that, we have our resource person, Prasad Kularatne. He is our chief technical advocate in Enable. So that when you're talking about Enable is one of the largest system integrators in Sri Lanka. And I think that we have acted a significant role in the transformation journeys of our customers, government institutes, then enterprises, then banks in ICTA era as well as this digital era. So starting this discussion, Prasad, I would like to understand what this agentic AI is. What is this agentic AI? And what is the progress that we have seen in recent past in this AI technology, and the impact this technology has done to the system integrator space, the industry?
Yeah, so the AI agents came into picture with the introduction of foundational models, which has the generative capability. And these foundational models matured into being able to reason out, break a problem into multiple steps through reasoning. And that capability of these models were effectively used in building what we now call AI agents. Basically, AI agents are nothing but goal-driven software systems which uses the reasoning capability of foundational models. Sometimes we call them large reasoning models, to reason out and act towards achieving a particular goal. So that's what we all know as AI agents.
So then that if we talk about the progress of AI technology and the impact that AI technology will do to our industry, let's say industry, so can you elaborate more in that space?
Yeah, so there's a profound impact. I would probably can remember the impact that cloud computing introduction had to the system integrators industry. A number of solution areas that we had been doing way back, I would say about 2008-9 time frame when cloud computing started getting into mainstream. I could remember it did some redefinition of the system integrators landscape. Now then, of course, I think we all started off with introducing many of the AI technologies in the pre-generative AI era. We used machine learning techniques to do predictive analytics and predictions and all of that. And then we used deep learning to understand different things that we never thought that we were able to understand, machines were able to understand. Right? And based on that, we built interesting solutions. Now, I would say it is a drastic change, drastic impact that is going to happen, that is going to have on the system integrators industry or system integrators solutioning space through the advent of generative AI models. And specifically, generative AI models basically, you prompt and it generates something for you based on what it has been trained on. Vast set of data it has been trained on. It was able to complete your prompt and give you a very intelligible response. When AI agent starts coming into the picture, they are able to reason out and they are able to drive towards a goal by acting. They can act on their own, pretty much autonomously. Now, let's look at these capabilities of an AI agent, how it can impact the system integrators landscape. I would say as we move along in this discussion, we'll discuss specifics, but I would say that AI agents will start a new era in system integrators solutioning space because it is bringing new dynamics into the system integration business or system integrations and solution engineering space. I will talk about these dynamics, as we move along, but the important dynamics that I should start this discussion with is that AI agents are able to automate things that we as system integrators could not do using the traditional technologies like the hyper automation toolkits that we use to automate business processes. So the depth of automation that we can bring into the business processes could be quite deep. With that, the type of solutions that we can do, type of transformational impact that our solutions can have on our customers can be quite significant. So in that respect, I think the impact of system integration and solution engineering practices would be very profound.
Thanks for that explanation. So that when you are explaining about what this agentic AI is, so that the first thing that came into my mind was the Terminator, that movie that Arnold Schwarzenegger died. I think that was around 1986 or 1987. That was the time that was there in the cinema. So there are also the Terminators, the AI robots, that who has the capability of taking decisions and taking actions likewise. So coming back to our topic, so that when we consider a system integrator's product portfolio, that we can divide that product portfolio into three main categories, right? So one is the services that we are giving in infrastructure space.
IT infrastructure solutions.
Yes, IT infrastructure solutions. Then the application, the services that we are giving with the applications, and then the managed services and the 24/7 technical support. Yeah. So that the AI technologies, or the tools that we can use in these different categories are different, right? From the category to category. So in that case, if we take one example, let's say the application space. So what kind of things that we can do with AI in the application space?
Yeah. So connecting to my previous explanation about automation. So, we engage in lots of business process automation type solutions at Enable. So the depth of automation that we can achieve with the introduction of AI agents would be quite significant. So the limits with which we delivered these process automation solutions will be stretched, and more automations can be introduced because there's somebody to reason out for you. Some part of what human beings were doing in a business process can be undertaken by the AI agents. So that's from a solution delivery angle. Now coming back to how we build solutions. So you said application services. So we are builders in application services. We build solutions. We build software systems, right? So when we build software systems, this generative AI capability, generative AI can generate those software pieces for you. It can generate code. And, it can become a code assistant to you. It can probably be a code companion, as we typically call it, Now, this is a very, very important thing we need to understand. When you have a code companion which is able to help build software, that will have profound impact in two areas of application services. One area is when we build software, if we have somebody to write the software for us, at least the boilerplate, the base code, however, non-stylish it is compared to the software development style that we adopt at our companies. It may be crappy software, but still somebody develops that software and it works. It may not be architecturally superior. It may not, align with the non-functional requirements such as scalability, security, and all that. It probably may not be aligned with, but it works, right? So when you have a working piece of software that an AI agent is capable of building, your ability to explore and do many things, so do new things through exploration, is pretty much stimulated. Because now you have somebody, when you prompt with give the correct idea, this is what I want to build, and this is the software programming language I want to use, and these are the constraints that you have, it will build the software for you. And then you can use that to explore more. So the exploration is now quite easy. Now, I could see a parallel in cloud computing. In cloud computing provides immutable infrastructure. You can just, create an infrastructure, do some testing, and you can destroy it. So it's something that, that dynamism created energy and created more positivity in terms of experimentation, to do more experiments. And with generative AI providing the capability to build software quite fast, that will help us to simulate different things we want to do, experiment more. And when we experiment more, we can introduce new possibilities in our solutions to customers. So I believe, as in the application service era, this ability to experiment more, ability to explore more is what we should grab to build interesting solutions to our customers. Not merely to, look at their requirement and then, give a solution out. But do something novel, do something new, do something exciting. And this is something that I believe generative AI and code assistance will enable. This is quite fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Really fascinating. Yeah. So the thing is that when you are explaining that, what I felt was that actually, knowingly or unknowingly, what we can understand now is that there has been a transformation in our industry. So then if we want to survive in this industry, so then we also have to transform. Operational transformation must be happen, and the technological transformation must also be happen. So in that case, the challenge is transformation is a change. So then there will be many challenges. So what are the challenges, the major challenges that you are seeing as the barriers to this transformation?
Yeah, so using AI agents and agentic AI to drive digital transformation. As you quite correctly said, it would actually encounter challenges. You would have seen many, many agentic AI projects fail. That is purely because we are caught up so much by this impressive technology, and we are not thinking through the outcomes that we are expected to drive. I will take two very interesting points in this particular aspect. We cannot solve everything through AI agents. Nor can we solve everything with generative AI. For specific parts of the solution, there'll be a specific set of technologies that would be best suited. For example, when we build a fraud detection system, machine learning, ability to identify fraudulent patterns, ability to do anomaly detection plays an important role. So you have to combine a set of technologies, set of AI technologies when we build solutions. The right mix of technologies is critical. So that's what I am a firm believer of composable AI. You can compose AI solutions using multiple AI technologies, not simply by focusing on these novel and glittering agents and generative AI alone. So the first thing I would want to stress out is, if you want to be successful in this, look at the right tool for the right purpose. Use agentic AI for specific areas where you can be non-deterministic, but still that is okay, because the outcome that you are delivering through that non-deterministic mode of automation is more valuable, or rather more return generating, than the cost of doing that. For such areas, you probably can go with AI agents. In IT operations, there are many, many areas. From you talk about the operational landscape as well. If you look at IT operations, there's a lot of things that an AI agent can do. In proactively identifying the failures that is likely to happen. When a failure happens, the biggest problem is to shorten this MTTR, right? You spend a lot of time in analyzing and figuring out where the needle in the haystack is, right? So the root cause analysis, right? So you can use AI agents there from an operational standpoint. So what I'm saying is, important thing is to give AI agents or agentic AI the right place where it should be, not to consider it as the end solution that you would always have to go at. The other important thing I thought I should actually stress here would be, AI agents are probabilistic. They will do the same thing 10 times in a specific way. 11th time, they'll do it completely differently, something else. Because they can hallucinate, right? It's quite, because that's the randomness of these generative AI models, or rather these language models, is what actually brought its real, excitement. So with that, there are things that we need to be aware of, things that we need to be careful about. Hallucination is something that you can't avoid. So you cannot use AI agents when you're making a specific credit decision in a bank, when your decision has to be so deterministic that you have to make the same decision all over again. If you do it for the second time with the same data, you should make the same decision. For that level of determinism, we should not use. So it's a combination of deterministic and non-deterministic technologies that you need to use to build solutions. So, in summary, two very important things. Go for composable AI in solving your customer problems. Do a right mix of deterministic and non-deterministic AI technologies, or rather deterministic and non-deterministic modes of solving problems. Identify where the non-determinism can bring more value than the cost you incur by introducing it. Give due respect to the deterministic technologies that we had been using, all over. Sometimes, for certain things, we might have to go back to our rules engines that we had been used to build rules. And that may be required, and that may continue to be required in certain situations. And so those are things that I think in this transformation that we need to keep in our mind in terms of driving the outcomes that we are expected to deliver through the use of these new technologies like agentic AI.
Okay. So in that case, Prasad, how do you see the changes required in IT solution engineers, especially in their skill set, then the knowledge, and the most important thing is the way they are thinking, their mindset with these dynamics in the AI era. And the other thing is that people are telling that AI agents will replace the human engineers. So actually, will it happen, or is it just a myth?
Okay, it's quite an interesting question, which pretty much many times has been asked. Now, obviously, solution engineers in the system integration space has to change. There's no two words about it. They have to change and adapt to this new reality. There are certain types of jobs that probably might be better done through AI agents more cost effectively, more efficiently than humans, obviously. that is going to happen. However, most of the things that humans will do in terms of coming up with new ideas, experimentation, things that you extract through human interactions, they are not going to change. AI agents will not be able to come anywhere closer to replacing any of those things because its brain is frozen, right? Its brain is frozen with a pre-trained set of large amount of data. It's a frozen brain that it has. The only thing is, because of that reasoning capability, through what it has in its frozen brain, it is able to think through and drive towards a goal. So, in terms of solution engineers, you should use AI agents as a tool to accelerate your ability to explore and find new ways of driving solutions, as I explained before. It's a stimulant for you to explore more. You ask an agent to build some software, vibe coding that is getting popular. You may use vibe coding to get something done, get a particular idea, codified, turn into code. You run it and see what happens and think through it and dispose it, come up with a new idea. So the ability to convert an idea into a realizable solution, obviously not scalable and secure and all, but a working solution is becoming faster and faster. That means you would have to, IT solutions engineers will have to think that they need to be able to use this exploratory capability to come up with newer, novel solutions that solve the problems of your customers. That is one important thing. The other thing is many things that we do, which is fairly repetitive in nature, much of the work that maybe the QA engineers had been doing over years, probably will be undertaken by AI agents quite fast. So quality assurance engineers, QA engineers has to rethink about it. How can it use the AI agents still to be able to use them and deliver high quality software? What are the things that I can do additionally by taking the support from AI agents from a quality assurance engineer standpoint? However, look at roles like program managers, project managers, for that matter, business analysts. Now, today we had an interesting discussion in the evening in a finance company where when I was analyzing and trying to understand that was a modernization requirement, the exact modernization drivers, I read it from the facial expressions of the person who was in front of me. The head of IT was talking to me, and it was his facial expressions that gave me what the real drivers of the modernization are. Now, those are not something that are going to change. Agents are not going to change those. Look what a program manager can do by connecting the people, driving them towards a particular solution, looking at the human aspect of, getting things done. Now, those things, of course, AI agents is not going to replace. So the real human aspect that drives high quality software delivery, the real imagination that brings in additional levels of security, additional level of scalability into a piece of software, the real driver that is inside the program manager to drive multiple project streams towards a particular goal can be accelerated, but obviously without human beings. Those are not going to happen in the type of efficiency that, more than the efficiency, type of accuracy, type of outcome that we want to deliver. It is not going to happen that way. So, my advice obviously we are still in the early stages of agentic AI. There'll be a lot more things that is going to change. My advice is always focus on what our imagination can bring to the customer. what new things that we can bring, what are the new ways of doing things. Ultimately, that is what the customers are expecting. Not to reproduce what has happened, in what has happened before, not to reproduce something, to think in a newer way, novel way, and come up with new solutions. Think through that lens. And always, obviously, you need to use AI agents. You need to speed up things. Always think that AI agents are there to help you to come up with new ideas, to test new ideas faster, and bring outcomes. Again, use it iteratively until you get the satisfactory response to your customer. I would think that type of approach would be very helpful in terms of delivering exceeding expectations to your customer.
So from that explanation, what I understood was, yes, that IT solution engineers' role will not be completely replaced by the AI agents, but the key takeaway from this for IT solution engineers is that you have to think about transformation within yourself. Otherwise, you will get obsolete in this ecosystem, and you must be ready to the face of change happens around the world around you. So that is something that you have to really think
Through
about.
AI agents.
Through AI agents, yeah. That's right. So the last question here, that we can see this AI technology has been embedded to our applications as well as the services. So this AI technology is penetrating into our lives, penetrating into our industry more and more. That is
System integrators.
System integrators. Yes, that is inevitable. So in that case, how organizations strike the balance between the satisfaction of the internal employees and the satisfaction of the external customers?
Yeah, that's a good question, Akalanka. So customer centricity is the key in system integration business. We are delivering IT solutions. So those solutions has to be targeted and addressing exactly what customer wants. And perhaps with this exploratory capability that AI agents are injecting into the way we deliver solutions, we would be able to exceed the expectations. We would be able to push the limits that we were previously limited on. So it's quite interesting and quite fascinating. When you are able to use AI agents and agentic AI, systems to help push your limits, you derive more satisfaction by being able to deliver things exceeding what customer wants at quite a rapid pace. Now, I could remember those business automation projects that we were doing pre-generative AI era, before 2023, 22, 23 time frame. So huge amount of time we spent on gathering of requirements, and then, we analyzed them and we started building them, and then we ran into bugs, and, we wanted to build, we wanted to go through a new way of doing the solution. We had to again completely dismantle the previous software. We had to again, the developer has to try developing it through the new avenues that they thought that they have found out. So new possibilities, every time you come up with new possibilities to deliver a specific automation, you have to start building all over again. Obviously, there was some common code that we could use, but then still that effort has to be put. But with AI agents, that repetitive part of what you were doing, you have to remove that part, the part that helped you to build that basic code to solve the problem, not solve the problem, but actually address the problem, a functioning code that is addressing your problem. That part, you can say a junior companion is there with you who would be helping you to build that part. So now you have to work, assuming that you have that companion with you, and on top of that capability, you need to start now striving yourself. And that provides you with more avenues to strengthen your solution. In most of the solutions, for the solution to be successful, we are obviously working in different industries, right? You have to have very sharp domain skills to be successful. So you can invest time on building domain skills in line with your solutioning skills, because somebody is there for you to take care of that, that repetitive type of code, that just functioning code. Somebody is there for you. You only have to exercise your architectural capability to ensure that the piece of software that agent has built for you is, actually scalable and secure and is production ready. So you have enough time now. So invest in domain skills. Use more and more domain orientation, domain skills into your solution. Make your solutions sharper. Use that additional time that your AI agent released to you in sharpening your solution through putting more domain-specific effort, plus more architectural inputs into the solution to exceed the expectation of the customer. So you're becoming more customer-centric with this. At the same time, you're deriving satisfaction. Why? Because you're delivering something quite fast that pushes the boundaries of what you were able to do before. So that's how you actually have to bridge the balance between customer centricity and your internal satisfaction as an IT solution provider and IT solutions engineer.
Thanks, Prasad, for those insightful ideas. So the key takeaway from this conversation is that the objective of the transformation that we see today through this AI technology is that we are going to give more value to our end customers, because the IT solution engineers who develop the applications to our end customers have the opportunity to elevate themselves, because their repetitive tasks, their routine tasks will be offloaded to the AI agents. So in that case, the most important thing here is that if you are a IT solution engineer, then you must be ready to these changes, because the transformation means it creates immense opportunities. If you are ready to grab these opportunities, then you have to transform yourself. You have to adapt and inculcate the skills that require to survive in this ecosystem. That is the key takeaway of this conversation. Thanks, Prasad, for your ideas and your time. Thank you.
Thank you.